And welcome back. Jay Elson, Jason Andera, moving into our North Dakota Championship previews now. We start in Class AAA. It's Bismarck, a team that we're very accustomed to seeing. And Fargo South. Remember, these two teams have battled it out in the Dakota Bowl several times during the 2000s. And they're at it again here. The top two teams remaining in Class AAA in North Dakota. And, of course, this is a rematch of a regular season game that I don't think anybody's going to be forgetting for quite some time.
Yeah, back on September 27th, these two got together and put 104 points on the board between the two of them. It was a shootout. Whoever scored last was going to win this game. And you get the feeling that could happen again. This time they'll be in Fargo, but they'll be at the Fargo Dome, and we feature two of the best rushers in the state.
You remember in the first game earlier this year, Ricardo Galindo rushed for 410 yards and 6 touchdowns on Fargo South at South High. If Ricardo Galindo rushes for a large amount of yards and he gets above 300 or even starts approaching more than that, it could be tough sledding for South. But Bismarck's defense is obviously going to key on number 33, James Johannesson, the junior All-State running back for South. He certainly makes that South offense go, and Bismarck's going to have to really make that job number one be stopping James Johannesson, no doubt.
Yeah, that was an excellent matchup the last time between these two rushers, and I think you got to look at those two again. Last week against Minot had only given up a 100-yard rusher one time earlier in the season, and that was to Ricardo Galindo. They gave up 315 yards to James Johannesson. I think that guy's an absolute beast. He's going to be hard to take down. That being said, I think the offensive line of Bismarck is going to be able to get it done as well, and their defense is going to be able to get it done with one last stop. I think we see another 100 points on the board, and I think we see the Bismarck Demons hoisting the trophy once again.
I'm going to disagree with you this time, though. I think Fargo South maybe is on a bit of a roll here toward the end of the season, coming off a 10-point win over Minot. And Bismarck, maybe they're holding some things back. I don't know, but they hit by Century 14-10, and I know there's rivalry at stake there. But that's a team that played without its quarterback, and you're looking at maybe Bismarck comes in and just rolls them up, and it just didn't happen. And they didn't roll over West Fargo in the first round either, and that was a good Packer team as well. But I like Fargo South. All right, let's move into Class AA now, Jason. Maybe not the matchup that a lot of people predicted. There are a lot of combinations that could have come into play. I'm not sure Wahpeton St. Mary was what a lot of people expected.
Both road teams in the semifinals.
But it's what we got, and these are two obviously very good teams. And for more on this matchup, especially what to watch for, we look to Eric Grover from the Wahpeton Daily News.
Well, I think the biggest key for Wahpeton is how well their defense is going to play. And last week they got their biggest challenge of the season against Bishop Ryan, a scary offense, on the road, hostile environment, state semifinals, and I was impressed with Wahpeton with the way that they were able to rise to the challenge. They got several fourth downs, stops, batted passes, forced turnovers, and it was really what allowed them to win the game after they were down at halftime. And the Wahpeton offense has the playmakers to do it again. You look at a guy like Mike DeCinco, who's an athletic disruptor up front, a guy like Austin Krause, who has a nose for the ball, hard worker, and of course Jack Christensen, a guy that is only talked about for his offense, but really is one of the best defenders on the team. He's a guy who can make plays at the line, and he's great in coverage too. I expect Wahpeton to be able to move the ball. You look at a great offense against a great defense. I like to favor the offense in that matchup. I know St. Mary's has a lot of talent, but I expect Wahpeton to score, and if they get over 30 points, I think they'll win.
Both these teams coming off miraculous semifinal wins, riding an emotional high. But I think Wahpeton, once you get him in that dome, in that environment, I think Jack Christensen's passing numbers go up significantly, while I think St. Mary is going to have trouble scoring the football. I think we're going to have about a 3-score game for Wahpeton, maybe 1 or 2 scores for St. Mary. Give me the Huskies in this game.
I like the Huskies as well, and I think we've seen a couple of matchups, North and South Dakota, that have defenses that are very, very good on both sides, and that's one way you get to these championship situations is that you play good defense, obviously. But on the other side of that coin, who's got the more explosive offense? I think that's clearly Wahpeton in this game, and I think that's enough to swing it in their favor. I agree. You get them on this carpet, their numbers are probably only going to improve, and so I like Wahpeton to hoist that hardware in Class AA as well. All right, stay tuned. We'll wrap up our championship coverage when we come back.
Varsity Sports Now, presented by Shields.